Hey guys, I wanted to show you a Goso Dimple Pick kit that I got off of an online site called dhgate.com. And this thing, I think they're all identical. This one happens to be about $23, and that's shipped from China to the United States, and surprisingly, it only took a week. Came in this cool little green box, very sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. I actually bought two of the kits. This is the other one. Very nice little boxes, and unlike some of the other boxes, for example the one I got from Southord, this is hard plastic, and the one from Southord broke fairly quickly. So in terms of keeping your stuff together, I think this box will probably do a better job. Internally, I think it's all the same stuff. And I've got this kind of segregated here. What we get, let me see if I can put this up, get a little bit better view. When you divide all the picks up, there's a lot of redundancy here. That's stuff I don't think you really need. For example, on the left here, these are all the left flags, and they give you three almost identical straight flags, and then they give you two different sized left curved flags. When I talk about a curved flag, I hope you can make this out. It just curves a little bit so you can get around some pretty deep warding to get some of those deep set pins. And you'll find a lot of those in multi-locks. You get that real long one which really doesn't fit multi-lock, and then you get this little small one. If I can get the camera to cooperate, there we go. And you can see there's a lot of square edges on these. They are going to require a lot of work to round off all of those square edges. For example, on this one, I've already rounded it off. You just take a piece of sandpaper and you can round off all those sharp edges. It only takes about 5 minutes per piece. But anyway, this is another left flag, and this one comes, you don't need a handle for this one. This has a little bit on the end so you can put it in there, and I suppose they expect you to carry this and, I don't know, one other as your go-to picks. I don't know how true that is when you look at the size of this thing. I can't imagine the size of the lock that this would fit into. All of these go into this cute little handle here, little friction tightener on the front. You stick it in there, tighten it down, and it does a pretty good job. It's not bad at all. They give you this really huge, when you look at the diameter of the shaft on this thing, it's a double flag. Now, what you would use that for, I can't imagine. And so out of my other kit, I was just experimenting, and I took this one, I rounded off the shaft, and I basically filed down the tip so that this one does indeed fit inside of a multi-lock now. So it's useful to me. I don't know what you would ever use this double one for. On the right side, you get actually a double flat flag, so no curvature at all. You only get one of those, and that's a very common tool. I can imagine that this would be broken. This is a pretty narrow shaft, but I would like to have seen more of those. And then on the right, remember on the left we got 5 flags. On the right we get 6 flags. Again, we get 2 curved ones, and then we get 4 nearly identical right flags. Inside the box they also give you a couple of tension tools. I have never used one of these, but I did try it. It does work. And then you get these 2 Z-wrenches. In terms of quality, I guess for $23 you really can't expect a lot more. The metal is pretty soft. You can sand it very easily, and I've bent quite a few of these up. That's why I ended up buying these, usually 2 or 3 at a time. I end up breaking them. I really buy them for the tips because I can recycle these tips and put them into the Quick Picks tip. It saves me an awful lot of work. Anyway, there you go. It's a useful kit. After you get it cleaned up and all the edges rounded, for $23 you really can't beat it. I don't know if I would pay $40 for the Southord kit because literally it's identical to this. So I think I'd go try to save yourself some money, go to DHgate. A couple things you do need to be aware of. These are laser cut. Here's a couple of examples that I took off of my out of the other kit. And you can see sometimes they are pretty rough. So it's going to take some work. Sometimes the punches are not exactly centered. So again, little defects like that, but for $23, I guess, what do you expect? Anyway, fellas, thanks for your time. Everybody stay safe, stay legal.